Okay, so now we move on to major card number 10, which is the wheel, traditionally called the Wheel of Fortune. I decided to just call it the wheel because for me, it doesn't necessarily mean fortune. It's just the wheel, like the wheel of life, the wheel of the universe. The keywords that I chose for the wheel are cycle or cycles, impermanence, and change, or changes, changing, or changed. So if we're doing a 3-card spread and this card comes up in a past position, we could say possibly that something recently changed, right? Or there was something that was impermanent about whatever the question is or the situation is. And the wheel generally, for me, it generally represents the idea of cycles. Things come and go, emotions come and go. Sometimes things are up, sometimes things are down. So I really like that in this painting, we kind of have the wheel that's showing like vertically and laterally. So the people in the painting are going around the little boy, I guess, here at the top. If you see, he's at the top there on that. Whoa, focus. Here we go. So this little boy is at the very top of the ladder, and then all of these figures are kind of orbiting around him. So he is the main focus actually of the wheel, and then these are all of the things going around him. But I also like the idea of the ladder because sometimes we feel like we're at the top and sometimes we feel like we're at the bottom, which also very much represents the wheel energy to me. And it's also the idea of, I think probably my favorite keyword for the wheel is, at least in the past couple of years, is impermanence. Things that we thought were, going to be, or things as we knew them really changed, right? So it doesn't mean they're good or bad. Some were good and some were bad. So that's very much the wheel to me. And the wheel astrologically is Jupiter, which means expansive. So usually something that is expanding our view or expanding our comfort zone or expanding whatever it is very much the wheel card energy to me. So I also wanted to talk a little bit about my editing process for this card because it was it was one of the ones that was more difficult. It took me a really long time to edit, and that is mainly because the original painting is, again, it's a very wide landscape painting. So I'm going to switch cameras again and I'm going to show you the original. So this is actually the original painting. So you can see it's very wide. So to try to format that into a very narrow tarot card that is 2.75 inches long proved to be quite challenging. Some of the stuff on the right side got cut off, just for formatting, and then you'll notice that the ladder kind of stops here at the bottom and the little boy's head kind of gets chopped off at the top. So I had to actually add the whole top of the card, and then I extended the ladder down into the bottom of the card. So that way we had a very nice, complete tarot card. I also really liked that the title of this original painting is Vicious Circle by, I'm going to mispronounce this, Jacek Malczewski. And I really thought that Vicious Circle was was a serendipitous title for the wheel card, because sometimes we do feel like things are a vicious circle, or in my keyword case, I use the word cycle. So vicious cycle. So sometimes things are just perpetually in flux, and it can be really irritating. So I thought that it was a pretty good painting to use for the Pensive Path Tarot as the wheel card. And basically that is pretty much all I really wanted to share about the wheel. I really, really like this card. I love that it has all the colors, and I really like that it shows different emotional states. Some people look really happy, almost like they're at a wedding. Other people look, I don't know, they're kind of in the gray area. They're not really sure what's going on. I was talking to a friend of mine while I was making the deck, and she had said that it was really interesting to her because it looks like it's possible that all of these other figures in the painting that are surrounding this little boy, they could actually be his past lives, which I thought was really interesting. So it's kind of like that idea of our past lives, or our past, maybe ancestors, like, encircling us in this life, which I thought was also a really interesting perspective. So I really love hearing other people's interpretations of the cards. And if you have anything that resonates with this painting and this card, you can type it down in the box below. I'd love to read your insight into the wheel card from the Pensive Path Tarot. And I will see you in the next video for the next card.